All right, thanks so much for being with us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Joy Lim Nakron. Okay, so here's some of the top stories that we're looking at right now. Um, I want to start with this story concerning a co-defendant of the former president. So this is some new developments regarding the racketeering case against not only former President Donald Trump, but initially there were 19 co-defendants. But this involves Harrison Floyd. His defense team appeared at a motions hearing today explaining to the judge why they have actually subpoenaed 3 local and state agencies because as part of Harrison Floyd's defense, he subpoenaed Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, or his team subpoenaed Raffensperger, along with the clerk of Superior Court of Fulton County, along with the Fulton County Board of Registration and Elections. They weren't happy about that. All 3 agencies filed motions to quash Floyd's subpoenas. Well, today the judge said that parts of the request by Floyd and his team were just too broad. They ordered, or the judge ordered Floyd and his team to come back with an updated request in a few weeks. Now, you may remember that Floyd was the director of Black Voices for Trump. That group during the 2020 election. He's accused of taking part in a failed plot to try to coerce a confession of sorts from Ruby Freeman. If you remember, Ruby Freeman is one of the Fulton County poll workers who many Trump supporters had accused of rigging the election against him, something that has now been proven to be false. But Floyd denies any wrongdoing, denies joining the conspiracy. He has pleaded not guilty, but again, just to reiterate, as part of his defense, his team had subpoenaed, three state agencies, and again, the judge still asking for a bit more clarification, saying that their request is too broad. Come back to me in a few weeks when you have it narrowed down a little bit, and I'll consider it essentially what the judge has said in the motions hearing today. Okay, also want to let you know about what's happening with the YSL case, right? And I do want to just kind of point out YSL has 2 different meanings depending on who you are. If you're on the prosecution side, it stands for Young Slime Life Gang. That it's an alleged gang, right? But defense attorneys say it stands for Young Stoner Life, which is a record label, not a gang. That is what defense attorneys claim. This is not a gang. So the jury's finally been seated, as we've been reporting to you here on Atlanta News First and Atlanta News First Plus. And this is, of course, happening in the Fulton County Courthouse, this racketeering trial. So there have been several developments that have been unfolding. One of the defendants, Durante Baby, has reached a plea deal with prosecutors. So that's going to bring the number of total defendants in this trial down to 6. After a nearly year-long jury selection process, that's when, we finally, well, it's really 10 months. That's when finally this final panel was chosen of 12 main jurors with 6 alternates. And again, it's Grammy Award-winning rapper Jeffrey Williams, stage name Young Thug, who's about to be on trial in this massive racketeering case. It originally involved 28 defendants, but again, shrinking and shrinking because several of them, including this latest today, have struck plea deals. Others have had their cases severed. So it's only 6 defendants remaining, including Young Thug. Prosecutors are saying that he was the ringleader of a criminal enterprise. And again, investigators allege that the defendants are members of the gang, a gang. That's part of the accusation of racketeering and conspiracy, gang activity, and that it was a gang called Young Slime Life. But again, defense attorney saying that it's not a gang, this is a record label, and they're actually called Young Stoner Life. Other motions are scheduled in the case next week, and we're going to see many more motions in the weeks to come ahead of the trial, which actually begins November 27th with opening statements. But this is pretty typical in the in the judicial process where prior to trial you're going to have motions from each side trying to get evidence included or excluded, trying to add witnesses or exclude witnesses depending on who they are. So we're going to see a lot of that in the weeks to come, various different motions, perhaps maybe even more plea deals, but of course we're going to keep you up to date with all the latest as we learn more. All right, let's talk about voting. And how this could impact your life. So you still do have a chance to vote early in the municipal election today. But after today, you're going to have to cast your ballot on Tuesday, next Tuesday. So everything from mayor to city council to school board seats are on the ballot here. Election day is formally Tuesday. Any runoffs are going to happen on December 5th. If you're not sure about where to vote early, we also have a list on atlantanewsfirst.com to help you figure it out depending on where you live. But again, early voting is coming to an end, so just want to make sure that you're aware of that. Also, with the seasons changing and the cold weather upon us, the colder weather, just want to let everyone know that there's an opportunity. Maybe you need this help to get a bit of help when it comes to heating your home. For many families here in Georgia, there's that opportunity. It's called the Energy Assistance Program, and the Georgia Department of Human Services has just announced that the application period will be open on December 1st. So this pays heating bills for families who make less than or equal to 60% of the median income in our state. So for one person, that's $29,000. So that means if you make $29,000 or less, then you could be eligible to get energy assistance through this energy assistance program to help pay for heating your home. So there is a list of documentation and prep work that goes into the application. It's first come, it's first serve. We have a list of the requirements and info on our app right now, Atlanta News First, our Atlanta News First app, and you can also find more on our website, atlantanewsfirst.com, if you want to read a little bit more about it and see if you can qualify and get a little bit of financial help. Okay, also, you probably are aware that you turn your clocks back this weekend. Daylight saving time is coming to an end. And I think a lot of us know that it can make you feel, well, sometimes we feel a little groggy when the clock changes, but maybe less sunlight makes you feel groggy. I mean, there's science behind this, apparently. It's not just, your hunch, your gut feeling. My colleague Madeline Montgomery takes a look at the research.
Medical experts actually say that with the time change, it's not just making you want coffee. It actually can also cause depression, anxiety, and exhaustion. But if a federal law changed, we actually may not have to deal with springing forward and backward.
When I lose an hour of sunlight at the end of the day after work, I don't like that.
A pretty common reaction to Sunday's time change.
It might seem like it's a small change. It might seem like, gosh, I get this extra time to sleep in, but it really can have detrimental effects, and especially on our mood overall.
Psychiatrists and sleep specialists agree that daylight saving is more than a shift in time.
This is a very, very high number of people who actually say that the change in time will give them some depression, some discomfort, some uneasiness.
People are so against it, the state of Georgia actually passed a law that would stop the time change back in 2021. So why are we still changing our clocks twice a year? The federal law from 1966 requires the country use daylight saving time.
We're asking our bodies to make this change that we're not giving the right input for, right? When it's light outside, we should be awake. When it's dark, we should be going to sleep. We're going against what our body's fundamentally built for. So it's normal that this can be a difficult thing for people.
Health experts say we can prepare our bodies for this time change, drink less caffeine and alcohol before bedtime, and make sure you get some exercise and enjoy the daylight while you can. Come outside to places like Piedmont Park if you can help it. Reporting in Midtown, I'm Madeline Montgomery, Atlanta News First.
All right, thanks so much to Madeline for that report. And it is beautiful out there today. Definitely warming up and getting more comfortable if you want to spend some time outside, just like what Madeline suggested. Thanks so much for joining us on Atlanta News First Plus. Have a great day.